Thomas. Pleasure to talk to you.
Same.
I do beg your pardon by bringing you another question about the Club World Cup.
Yeah, no problem.
I hope you understand that we are talking to a Brazilian
Of
audience
course.
here.
Of course.
And firstly, congratulations again on this important title.
Thanks.
And I would like to ask you two short questions on that matter. The first one, what's the significance of that trophy for you personally? And I ask that because in South America, people have the impression that Europeans in general don't care that much about the Club World Cup.
Somehow I can understand. I have to tell you that the competition is not that popular in Europe, which is not disrespectful. It's just not like we're not so used to have this importance. Like also me as a kid, and I was like watching every match of football that I could watch. We like simply are not so used to the importance of this competition. Once you're in it, and once you see, for example, your team of Brazil, Palmeiras, arrive and leaving their club, and once you're in it, and you feel the amount of input that it needs to be in this competition, you have to qualify for Champions League in the Premier League, which is pretty hard. Then you have to win the Champions League, and then you arrive and play against competitors from different continents, like now against Palmeiras. It makes you understand, and it makes you feel the importance and the difficulty and the importance of this title. So when we saw the pictures of Palmeiras leaving their club, when we saw the semi-final, the support, the amount of fans in the stadium, when we experienced it in the final, you instantly know and feel like how big this is. And the support for Palmeiras was unbelievable. The team was very strong. It was a very physical team, very disciplined, and full of individual quality. So it was a very tight game, and we had the luck on our sides to win it. It's sometimes even more difficult because we expected it from us. We wanted it. We never had it. Chelsea never had it. More or less the environment in Europe expects more or less the European team to win it. And this can make things sometimes a bit more complicated, and that's why I'm happy that we adapted and we played very humble, and we did not take it for granted. This is the bottom line, that we respect, of course, Brazil as a huge country for football on club level, on national level. So this can never be easy to play against a team in a final.
Thank you, Thomas. On your Chelsea, of course, it has been an impressive growth since you arrived in the club. And when last summer you signed Lukaku, the impression was it's a fantastic cherry on the top of a fantastic cake. Of course, real football is not video game.
Yeah.
Things are harder, and it's been a tale of injuries
for
you mostly this season. Has it been harder this season than the months that you had last season?
Harder in terms of that we suffered from long-term injuries, and harder that we suffered from COVID situations where we missed players in first in defense, and then suddenly all players in attack, and then suddenly in midfield. That made things a bit complicated for us, maybe, and we struggled to adapt. Sometimes you are so sure that you have the missing piece of the puzzle, and you have to understand, and football makes you understand that it's not like this, that the puzzle has to be done again and again and again, and you can never take things for granted, and the performances in football are very complex, and you have to fight for it again and be humble again to earn your results and to earn your performances and to earn your status and your place in the team. So this is where we are right now, and we try to not get caught up in frustration, because there is no need for frustration. In the moment we are like very hard to beat. We are like third in Premier League. We are in every competition. We have already 2 titles won in this season, but there are things to improve, and so we allow ourselves in the moment to retry to focus more on the positive side of it, and to be a bit more positive in this kind of challenge where we are. because yeah, let's be honest, a lot of people would like to be in our place, and that's why it's good to stay positive and look up front.
Yeah. I would also like to ask you about one of the most consistent players for you, which is Thiago Silva.
Yeah.
I don't know if you are aware that in Brazil some people are quite critical of him, especially because in an episode of the World Cup in 2014, a long time ago, when he cried during a penalty shootout against Chile. I personally don't see any problem in that.
He is an emotional guy. Yeah.
Does it surprise you that he doesn't get the same recognition on his own country that he gets in Europe and now in England?
Sometimes it's like this, you know, with your big personalities, with the big players come huge responsibility and huge hopes, and then suddenly comes big pressure. And I can not fully understand, but I can imagine like what the pressure can also build up in a country like yours, a beautiful country, but with such a lot of history for football, such a lot of big big titles, big players. And I think like if you see players like Thiago crying during a match, it's a relief of the pressure. I cannot like explain it in a different way. So I can understand that these expectations are there, but they can sometimes like burst in tears or burst in like maybe in a aggression or in many different ways. For me, it was from day one outstanding to have him in my team in Paris as my captain. And now, by incident again, like with Chelsea, I wished it so much for him that he can finally win these last trophies that he never had, like the World Cup for clubs and of course the Champions League. This was his big dream to do it with Paris. And so he did it with Chelsea. And I think it helps him, like even it's not a matter of age, but it helps him in his like demands to himself and the pressure that he puts on himself to relieve a little bit the pressure and to handle it like with a bit more freedom. But he feels the pressure because he is so involved. He feels the pressure. He's so committed. He wants to deliver. And I think like every supporter in Brazil can be very, very sure that he is really the guy who wants to have it spot on and wants to help the team and wants to help a team achieve the biggest goals. So if it helps, I can only tell them that they should not be too hard on him. He's a fantastic player and a fantastic person.